I'm drinking, I'm mixing everything that I see in front of me. You get me higher, so higher. C'est la vie. I'm lifted, I can't let go of this moment. Always in motion, like the floor of the ocean. Oh, wherever we go, it's up. Wherever the wind blows, it's us. I'm feeling like a million, I can't let you fuck it up. When we step in the building, we ain't with it, so you better check your ego. Just leave it at the door, cause I can see you through the people. I don't need that energy, I'm cool on all these people. It's up wherever we go, it's love wherever we go, and everybody knows it. Better check your ego, just leave it at the door, cause I can see you through the people. I don't need that energy, I'm cool on all these people. It's up wherever we go, it's love wherever we go, and everybody knows it. Let's head back to the Sofitel, views of the ocean with a ship sail. Wave au revoir to your old self.
What's going on, everybody? Happy Friday. Excited to have you with us right here on the Betting News Network. This is the All Sauce team. Stoked to send you guys off into the weekend, get you ready to rock and roll on this beautiful Friday night. Welcome to the show. That is Vsauce. That is Kate Constable. That is Just Sook. My name's Sweatpan Jesus. Stoked to have you guys with us to rock and roll to send you off into the weekend. Panel, how we doing? I'll go to V first. We've got to identify who we're talking to now. We got a lot of people up here. So V, what's up, dude? How we doing?
Dude, doing fantastic. And I know it's been a long time in the same space, right? I used to be the guy in a new space all the time, but here we are, back home, back in this little makeshift office that my parents have turned into a storage room. But life's good. Seeing the family, it's nice to be back. And I'll see Sook probably in a few hours.
Very soon. Vibes are high. Kate, how we doing? Welcome back to the All Sauce team. You filled in for V last week, and now we got the all four horsemen together. How are you?
I did. I'm doing good. I mean, V, who really cares where you're broadcasting from as long as you're here with us? That's what really matters. No one cares about the background. I mean, it's not.
They came for your face, man. That's what we're here for. Exactly. Right there.
I love that.
Right there.
I love that.
Absolutely. Kate's been on the move too. Glad to have you back for the weekend. We see Kate this weekend as well for a couple more shows. And we got Just Sook not in the shadows today. What's up, dude? How we doing?
Doing good. Like V said, I'm going to see him in a few hours. It's been a year and a half. It's been way too long. Kate, if you didn't know, me and Vsauce have known each other since we were 14 years old. So I've been missing my big guy. He actually missed my wedding when his wedding is in 2 weeks. So I'm thinking about skipping on his.
That's fair.
Only fair. Only fair.
I'd only be a little bit mad. Only a little bit.
Did he at least get you a present?
Nope.
No.
I mean, I did. He hasn't gotten it yet.
He was supposed to officiate the ceremony.
Wow. Yeah. But it wasn't his fault, to be fair.
It wasn't. It was the government's fault. They wouldn't.
It was the government's
fault. Let's not say whose fault it was.
Yeah.
Sure.
We can blame the government.
We can blame. Yeah. We don't really talk politics on this show, but we can agree that the government really screwed you there, V. So that's how that went. Thanks for stopping by and hanging out with us. If you're watching us on Twitch, we're back on YouTube. If you're watching us on YouTube, our dog Eli's here. We'd love to see you when Eli's in the house on YouTube. Big vibes. If you're watching us on Kick, wherever you're consuming this content, we appreciate you guys for stopping by and hanging out to finish off your weekend right here on the All Sauce team. We got some fun we're going to discuss with you guys today. Football is back, guys. We got 3 preseason games tonight. We had 3 preseason games yesterday that kind of went down. We'll gab about that a little bit. We've got a WNBA slate that we're going to talk about tonight. We're not talking about dildos. We're only talking about what's actually happening on the court tonight. If you want to go hear a little, if you want to hear more about it, you can go. Kate actually dropped a TikTok today about it on
there are some odds out there on the next
lines.
Yep.
There are some lines. Funnily enough, our friend Dave Mason from Bet Online actually got a question from some ESPN people about this, and I had to coordinate them kind of talking about it. And the strand of emails with the titles of those emails, I've never thought I'd send that in my entire life. So it was funny. But we will talk about the actual games happening on the court for you guys right here. And then we'll finish it off. We're going to be ranking our top 10 players in the NBA going into this season in the Western Conference. Now, there's a reason that we're doing this, which we'll talk about in a little while. But there's a very specific reason, which we'll get to a little bit later. But thanks for stopping by and hanging out. You guys are probably having a fantastic rest of your Friday. Give yourself a pat on the back because you made it to the weekend. Let's get after it. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Vibes are high in the chat. We love to see it. Sean Beasley's back. Sean Beasley, let's go. Our friend Sean Beasley is a military member. So he is a member of the military. He joins us from various parts of the world, depending on where he's at. Alec, are you live in another country right now, or are you in the United States? We need to know.
He joined Talk Your Talk from his ship once.
Yeah, he actually legit joined from the ship, which was awesome. So yeah,
big Bucks, huge Bucks fan.
Big Bucks fan. Yeah. Big Bucks fan. Big Laker fan. Big LeBron hater. Yeah, he's in the U.S. Okay.
He brings a little bit of all of us to the table. You know what I mean?
So, Kate, you'll learn as we go through the rest of the NBA season, especially that these two guys are ginormous Celtics fans, massive Celtics fans. V is an unhinged Celtics fan. Sook is a little more controllable in most regards, but he also likes the Lakers. And V hates that. Yeah. So it's
I like LeBron. I like LeBron.
Thank you, Kate.
You can be a Celtics and Lakers fan.
That's what I'm saying, Kate.
Are you guys prepared though for a not so great season from the Celtics this year? I mean, this could be a down year.
I mean,
could be.
Zulu coach of the year? What? I don't know.
Did you just see Peyton Pritchard drop 68 in a pro-am game?
See, this is where it comes out. It shines. You
see SPJ shaking his head up there.
See what I have to deal with for the last 2 years of this green goblinness? It was unbearable when they won the championship. Unbearable.
I can only imagine.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Oh, actually, since we're talking NBA, we'll jump before we jump to the preseason. You're a Bulls fan, right? Are you a Bulls fan, Kate?
So I am a Timberwolves fan first and foremost.
Oh, right. That's right.
But my husband is a diehard Bulls fan. Like, had Bulls pillowcases when we first met. Type of Bulls fan.
Sick.
Yeah, so we go to Bulls games. They're my secondary team. But if the Bulls and Wolves are playing in the finals, I'm going Wolves all day long.
I knew that. That was what I was going towards. What's your thoughts on that?
Situation of the Bulls paying him. They're just being cheap and they're trying to wait it out for as little as they can re-sign him for. That's what's happening because the Bulls are Bulls are such a cheap organization that they don't want to give their players even what they maybe should deserve. But if they can get them for a little less by waiting things out, they're going to go ahead and do that.
Reinsdorf.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it came out today or over the last couple of days that apparently the Warriors are very interested in picking up Josh Giddey to go play in Golden
State. I have not heard that. I've been a little under a rock for the last day or two in the sports world with some personal stuff. So I have not heard that.
Yeah. So it's still he said, she said stuff at the moment, but it's basically what it would look like is a flip-flop between Giddey and Kuminga. So Kuminga would go to the Bulls and Giddey would go to the Golden State Warriors with some money exchanges and some picks and stuff. But that's the main crux of the trade that has been floating around. So
I'm not sure.
I don't hate it.
I'm not totally tied to Giddey either.
So, Kate, being a Timberwolves fan, does it apply to your football fandom too, or are you a Bears diehard? Because that division, I mean, it's not like the Timberwolves and Bulls are in the same division. When it comes to the NFC North, though, it's a different story.
So that's the rule is you can be fans of two different teams as long as they're in different conferences, different divisions, and you publicly proclaim your number one and number two. For football, I was not a Vikings fan growing up at all. We didn't watch the Vikings. I went to my first Vikings game like 2 years ago when the Bears played the Vikings in Minnesota. So, I'm a Bears fan when it comes to football. Vikings are, I'll cheer for them if they're not playing the Bears or, not competitive in the division just because, hometown, but no, Bears, Trump, Vikings all day long.
Respected. I respect. We signed 2 Bears fans to betting news in the last 2 weeks. I'm going to have to go to war all season long as a big cheesehead myself.
You're a what fan?
A cheesehead. I'm a big Packers fan.
Okay. Yeah, that's going to be an issue.
Constantly.
I feel bad for you guys. All 3 of your teams are going to suck.
Oh, relax, you crazy ass Bucks fan, dude. If Baker sucks this year, man, I'm never gonna hear the end of it. It's nice. Come on now. It's nice having new members of the team, obviously, because chat is getting to know your fandom and different things like that, and getting to learn all those things, which we're gonna find out a lot more as we get into the season, which is right around the corner. We've got a couple of preseason games. We've actually got the Bucks and Titans going head to head tomorrow. Thanks, chat. Back me up. Tighten up, baby. But it's going to be fun. Did you see that real quick before we jump to these 3 games to talk about tonight? Did you see the clip from Baker Mayfield talking about the what was like because the Titans and Bucks practice got a little chippy. You know, there were some fights and some stuff going on. And some reporter asked him about it, and he was like, "Oh no, I said my stuff. You know, they ain't gonna push us around." Like, it was very a Baker answer. You could tell that he probably like grabbed his jock strap when he was up in there, but he said the right thing in the on the press conference. I almost said it to you.
He said, "If you guys are gonna start it, we're gonna finish it. That's fine with us."
Mm-hmm. In typical Baker fashion, for sure.
Oh, he's such an animal, dude.
Yeah, he is. I also thought it was really funny that the whole smelling salts thing came out, and he was like, you could tell he was visibly upset by the fact that he was not going to be able to use smelling salts, and he was like, I'm going to have to get juiced up some other way. It has now come out that he can totally do the smelling salts thing as long as it's not team provided. So
that was a big shock for me to see the amount of players that were like really just like, I guess maybe I was ignorant that everyone's just rocking smelling salts, but every single player was like, what are we going to do? This is going to affect the game. I was wondering
made me want to try it
into capping these games. Like, you know,
have you guys ever done it before?
No.
I have tried smelling salts before.
No way. What is it like?
Oh, they wake you up.
Oh, I bet.
They wake you up. Yeah. It's kind of disgusting, but like kind of addicting, which is probably a problem. But like it wakes, it just like alerts you and makes you feel alive.
Yeah.
Probably why the guys like it.
Yeah,
we should all do smelling salts on stream one day.
We should.
That would actually be hilarious. And I think we should because it's fine.
It's fine.
First Gridiron Gang episode, first one of the season before we get rocking and rolling before kickoff. Everybody's gonna smelling salt, baby. Get it up.
Oh, right before red zone, baby.
Holy.
I wouldn't sit down for 3 hours. I'm already going to be pacing. I'm going to be just running around. Yeah, there we go, Austin.
First touchdown parlay of the year. Smelling salt. Oh, my God.
Kate's got some fun ideas, too, that she's going to be doing some content about some touchdown scorers as well, getting into college football and NFL, too, which is going to be fun. But, all right, let's talk about these games. We've got 3 preseason games tonight. The last night's games were actually pretty interesting. Lots of points, lots of interesting talking points. The whole Ashton Jeanty thing got touched on by the Up Your Units lads earlier today. Not concerned about him whatsoever, but there's these 3 games tonight you guys can see on the side of the screen. The Panthers taking on the Browns. You've got the Falcons taking on the Lions, and you've got the Commanders taking on the Patriots. Let's start off with this Browns game. The Browns looking to Shedeur Sanders is getting a start here, and mostly because they don't really have anybody else that's healthy that they want to throw out there. V has a big Shedeur Sanders stand since he got drafted. Do you excited to see what he's going to be able to do tonight in Cleveland?
I really am, man. I really am excited. And maybe it's just like you said, the Shedeur fan in me, but I think that this kid has the tools to be a good QB in this league. I think he comes from the type of genetics that you absolutely want. And I think that he's going to be at least a starting QB for a couple of years in this league. I think that what's going on right now with the entire situation over there, like we've seen Dylan Gabriel in camp, he looks horrendous. He is throwing pick after pick, holding the ball for too long, and the only positive plays he's seeming to pick up are with his feet on broken plays. And that's not what you want to see in camp. It's what you want to see 2 minutes left in the game, need a field goal in that kind of situation, right? So we're not really seeing a lot from him. Deshaun Watson isn't going to play a majority of the year, and I don't think the Browns are looking to start Joe Flacco for 17 games. I think tonight, hopefully we see a little bit of magic, but I'm not holding up hopes just because he hasn't gotten a lot of reps with the first team or the second team. He's been getting a lot of like QB4 reps, and I feels like not on purpose, but he might be set up a little bit for failure, not getting the proper reps during training camp and now being put out there for a majority of this game from what's being reported. I don't know if it's going to be his best game. I do know I saw a bet out there that I did kind of like, not to take any credit for it, but Kilkenny posted this on the timeline. Plus 1,900 for a rushing touchdown for him to get one in the end zone. Ooh. He's going to play a majority of the game. We know he can get it down with his feet. Broken play, those kinds of things are going to make you look a lot better when people are watching back the film. So plus 1,900 for that touchdown if you want to dabble. But outside of that, like I said, I hate the preseason. I hate it.
You got a 5.5 point spread that I'm looking at right now. So we've had a bit of line movement. This game is in Carolina. So home game for the Panthers here. I have a bet in this game. It's more of a sprinkle, and it is kind of on the Did you guys see the video of Shedeur walking in, bumping his own song?
Mm-hmm.
No, I did not.
God, please stop. Makes it so hard to defend.
Yeah,
It's cringe.
Really
It's
does.
cringe,
He doesn't
man.
make it easy.
Thanks for
No.
telling me.
I saw the-
Thank you for letting me get that off.
I saw the video and I immediately thought to myself, this is how Stephen A walks into arenas.
Yeah.
I was one of those moments watching it going, okay, first of all, this is why this guy did not get drafted in the first round, A. B, he's wearing a ginormous chain that says legendary on it. And C, you have to go out and play incredible football if you're going to do that.
I didn't see the chain.
Oh, dude. Just when we get out of here, you guys will see all of those things floating around. I thought it was fake. I thought it was AI when I saw it the first time. I was like, no, this is real. This is a real thing. Hey, man, he's got confidence. You can't knock it. But I'm actually, on that note, I don't really like the guy very much. I do not think, I'm not as high on him as V is, but I think he's going to get plenty of opportunities on this Browns team. And let's find out. Just for this is a cup of coffee. I did this yesterday with Joe Burrow to throw a touchdown on his first drive, which smacked with ease. He's through 2. I should have bet that. But I'm taking the Browns to have 2 passing touchdowns. It's plus 280. Now, Shedeur Sanders to have 2 passing touchdowns is plus 250 or something like that. Mm-hmm. So I'm pretty sure Shedeur is going to play a good portion of the game, mostly because they don't have healthy options behind him. So I would assume he's going to get a full complement of run in this game. I don't even need him to throw 2 touchdowns. And I don't know. It's the preseason, so I'm just sprinkling on this. But I like the value. Maybe he does come out and light it up, and we have some fun here. And if not, then I'll just not get a cup of coffee tomorrow. So I really like the Browns to do something tonight. But still, I know you're liking the Panthers a little bit more. So what are you thinking with the Panther side of things?
Yeah, luckily we're going to actually record our AFC, NFC South videos on Sunday. They'll be up early next week. So I was already diving into this Panthers team, and somehow I was inspired. You guys all know I liked Hubbard, who was actually from Sherwood Park, Alberta, which is about 3.5 hours north of me, one of the rare NFL players that are Canadian. So I love him. I like watching him, but there's a lot of competition in camp behind him. They signed Dowdle for $2.75 million, but he has incentives to go up to 7. So this guy who just broke out with a plus 1,000-yard season with the Cowboys last year, he's going to want to replicate that because he's only on a 1-year deal. He's got to earn it back next year again. The Panthers also, they drafted a guy, 8th overall, McMillan, huge, 6'5" dude from Hawaii. He's all of a sudden looking like the wide receiver 1, a fantasy darling. And you just drafted Xavier Legette, 32nd overall last year. So there's a lot of shuffling. There's a lot of camp competition. And Coach Dave Canales has said that the starters will play at least 2 drives on this game. So I don't know why. You guys know me. I've been betting the Panthers team total rushing yards since last year. I weirdly like this team. So I think in this game, seeing it, the spread at 6, I feel comfortable here just because, like you guys said, we don't know what the hell is happening in Cleveland. We don't know how much the starters will play. But on the Panthers side of the ball, they're at home, and they've said they're going to rip out their starters for a few series. So I hope they're going to run that football because they also took Etienne in the 4th round. So they added a few offensive options when a lot of people were criticizing them and thinking they should take some defensive players. But they think they can let it rip with Bryce Young, who actually kind of showed some flashes last year after being bad to start the year. So give me the Panthers. I think it shows a lot that they want to play their starters.
I like this look. And I've been seeing a lot of reports come out from camp too, and this is going to sound funny, but about Hunter Renfrow. Right, and about him kind of filling in that Adam Thielen role of last year. And we saw that be Bryce Young's best year so far in the league here. I think a player like Hunter Renfrow, what's his name on the outside? The cornerback for the Panthers, CJ Horn. CJ Horn? Yeah.
Kate, before you keep going, hang on. Kate, you'll learn this on the All Sauce team too. V just randomly knows so many random stats, but every once in a while he blanks on the craziest names that are very easy to remember, but we don't help him. We have to help him.
Never help him.
I was like,
we got to let him flounder.
Okay.
It's part of their fun little game.
V, where do the Red Sox play?
Fenway Park.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Keep going.
Yeah, even JC Horn is sitting there, one of
there you go,
top 5 cornerback in the league, one of the elite defensive players, talking about Hunter Renfrow and what he's looked like and how he's been uncoverable at camp. I think, like you said, so this Panthers team is coming in very seriously this year, looking to build off of the momentum of last year. And I think that all starts here in the preseason. And it's why they're going to have their starters out there for the first 2 series, maybe a little bit longer, especially maybe on the defensive side with all the youth they kind of have on that side of the ball.
Even everyone talks about how weak that division is every year. And even now, a lot of people don't believe in some of the top teams on that division. So I'm sure internally as an organization, the Panthers are probably thinking the same thing, and you got an opportunity to make some noise, get me a wild card spot, something.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
I will also add, of all backup quarterbacks that play in the preseason, like Andy Dalton is a solid backup quarterback. Like if you're talking Andy Dalton versus
Snoop Huntley.
Exactly. That is and I mean, to forget which one of you made the point, but Dave Canales has said they lost 7 of their first 8 games last year. Like they have to change the way they approach the season. So
actually he took a lot of play calling out of his own hands now. He's saying that
true.
I like Canales a lot, and I think that he might have. We'll see if it translates to what we saw ending off the season last year with Bryce Young. If he really did unlock part of his game, and get him back confident again, because Canales was a large portion of the reason why that Bucs offense was so awesome. And then obviously he's tried to do the same sort of thing in Carolina. We saw it kind of turn its head that way into last year with Carolina being frisky. They're going to go into this season hopefully with the same momentum. You've also got the concept of what we saw yesterday with the Bengals, playing, Joe Burrow and them playing their offense, playing a couple series, kind of get the momentum rolling. You've got these certain teams that start off slow, whether it be because they were bad last year or just whatever the fuck goes on in Cincinnati that they can't start the season well, to kind of help that process, right? And these coaches using different ideas of like, all right, well, we're going to run you guys out there and play you every single week instead of just letting you sit and eat some bonbons until we start the season. So interesting to see the dynamic. It's obviously the preseason. Everybody, unless you're a fan of one of these teams or you just love football, which we do, you'll be watching this on a Friday night. But all right, any more thoughts on this game before we move to the other two? Kate, did you have any other things you wanted to say from a bet perspective in this Cleveland-Carolina game before we keep it rolling?
That is all I have on Panthers-Browns.
Lovely
in the preseason to put the cherry on top of how degenerate we're being right now.
We just spent 10 minutes talking. Hey man, football's back.
Football's back.
Football's back, baby. Football. All right. Oh yeah. All right, let's keep it going. Let's go to this Lions-Falcons game. Falcons in Atlanta here, hosting the Lions. 3.5-point dogs at home are the Falcons. Lions' second trip. They got to play in the Hall of Fame game. Pretty poor showing by that team. We'll see if they can put it a little bit more together for Dan Campbell and company tonight. The over-under is 32.5 in this game. Shags, I know, bet all the unders yesterday, which went really well. / did not go well at all. But it is the preseason, so who knows if it's just one of those situations where these teams are getting a little bit – they want to see more from offenses or something. I got no major thoughts on this game. Does anyone have anything that they want to say about this Falcons-Lions game?
I would be concerned about the Falcons offense having a whole lot of success in this game. I mean, even the second stringers for the Lions defense, I think, because they're not going to play Michael Penix Jr. and they're not playing Kirk Cousins, so you have Easton Stick going. Mm-hmm. Going back to my point on Andy Dalton, some backup quarterbacks, there's couples to the backup quarterback, and Easton Stick is not someone that I have a whole lot of confidence in. So I would look more so towards an under in this one because of the Lions defense and the lack of offense for the Falcons. But I'm not personally transparency betting any of the preseason. Mm-hmm. But that's kind of how I would lean in this one.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. You got any thoughts, V?
No, not at all. I don't even know who's playing in this game. Like, no Penix, no Kirk. That name that you just said, Easton Stick, I thought that was a hockey stick, not a. So I got.
Isn't Easton a hockey brand?
It is, and 100% is. Last time he played, there was the memes all over the timeline.
I'm pretty sure I have an Easton Stick in my garage right now.
Right now, you do. Now that you're back in Canada, for sure. Yeah. We'll move past this one. I have no thoughts on this game. If you're a fan of one of these teams, you're probably watching. I will say, though, the Lions probably need to look better than what they did in the opening in the Hall of Fame game. They need to start putting together some momentum because you don't want to have a couple bad showings in a row. All the rumblings about the losing offensive coordinator and losing defensive coordinator stuff is going to grow louder and then louder. And if you do it again in the last preseason game, then it's going to be really loud. And then you're going to go in with some pressure going into week one. I'm sure that doesn't matter to Dan Campbell with the biting of the kneecaps and stuff, but I'm sure it's going to get mentioned quite a few times. So let's go and talk about this last game. Patriots taking on the Commanders. Mike Vrabel and company hosting the Manders come into town here. 6.5-point favorites are the Patriots. Over under set at 36.5. So what do you think about this game? I mean, we've got, Drake May coming to town, Mike Vrabel trying to kind of right the ship. We talked about this team a lot in our AFC East preview. I like this team quite a bit. I really think that they're going to be frisky this season. We'll find out if that actually translates tonight in this matchup. The Commanders not going to be playing Jaden Daniels, not going to be playing a lot of their starters in this game. So what do you kind of think in this one? Any thoughts?
I just avoided this one because, like you said, the Manders, they had a double-digit winning season last year. They aren't interested in the preseason. They're trying to repeat that for the first time since 91, 92, like we talked about in our videos. So this team has struggled to maintain a decent football club for consecutive seasons, and I think that's why they're resting all their starters. So I think this will be one that I'm staying completely off. No bets. I already bet on the Panthers and the Browns. I don't need to continue the degeneracy further.
Fair enough. Kate, you like anything? You like any analysis in this game? What are you kind of looking at with both of these teams?
Yeah, I would lean towards the Patriots just because, like, part of the edge, if there is an edge you can have in the preseason at all, is like which coaches value the preseason. Jim Harbaugh values the preseason with the Raiders. I think Vrabel is a coach between he and Dan Quinn that would value the preseason a little bit more. Dan Quinn's record in the preseason, 24 games. He's 7-17 straight up, 6-18 against the spread. So I don't think he necessarily takes it all that seriously. And maybe he is in terms of trying things out and doesn't care about the outcome at all, which I don't think any of these coaches actually do. But based on, a little sample size record, I would lean towards Vrabel and the Patriots in this one.
Yeah, Kate, I kind of agree with you too. And I think it's why I'm kind of looking at this bet. It's one fun one that I'm looking at. It's plus 1,100. It's Travion Henderson to score on his first offensive drive, right? We know that they're not going to play a lot. I talked about him a little bit in my NFL piece that I just put out about training camp, and he's looked fantastic early in training camp. He is a guy that they drafted in the fourth round that they are, I believe it was the fourth round, that they're looking to kind of have an impact right away. He's looked fantastic out of the backfield and even better out in the pass catching game. They were running red zone offense just a few practices ago. 3 receiving touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdown, and he just looked ways and away better than anybody else they have in that running back room. And we know that they've had their share of fumble problems with the Patriots backfield just all around. So give me this plus 1,100. I think it's going to be a fun little bet just for him to get in the end zone on his first offensive drive.
Ramondre Stevenson was the name you were looking for.
Yep, I tried to skip over it. I tried.
I got you. I'm here. No, I think, well, and this is kind of a point, then we can kind of cap off the preseason chat and move on to the rest of the bets for the night. But this is another situation where you've got a new head coach, a new offensive coordinator, a quarterback going into year 2, a new offensive scheme, and they want to test it out before the season. You don't want to just throw these guys out there week 1 with not a lot of just game reps to roll with. Mm-hmm. So I would assume Drake May and company are going to play a couple drives. I would assume that's going to be probably par for the course throughout the whole preseason. It's going to be similar for the Titans. We talked about it with the Panthers. Like these teams that are trying to build chemistry and build culture and build rapport with new coaching staffs and new systems, like that's the ones you're going to want to really be on the lookout for in the preseason of not just, like the Rams, like Matthew Stafford's not going to be out
Baltimore.
There. Or these other teams. Yeah. Well, I mean, Baltimore was kind of fun last night, but you know what I'm saying? Like these types of teams. So, the Patriots could be one of those tonight. We'll see what happens if Drake May and company can put out some good performances and maybe get some Patriots fans like the ones in the chat, Crutch, to talk about what's going to happen in New England this year. But that's a cap of you guys want to, before we move on from the preseason and talk some dub, did you guys have any thoughts about what you saw yesterday with some of the games? Obviously, GNT got talked about a lot just because of, oh God, he's going to be terrible because he got -3 yards and it's the preseason. Anything stand out to you guys from what we saw yesterday from the 3 games?
The Bengals defense could not show up for even a preseason game. They have revealed their hand week 1 of the preseason. It's going to be just as bad as it was last year. Burrow and Chase could look amazing. They could be perfect. They could go 100 for 100. But it doesn't matter because that defense is disgustingly bad. And until something happens on that side of the ball, I just don't see how this Bengals team is going to compete realistically.
Bro, Trey Hendrickson was watching that counting the dollar bills, going, ching, 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 ching. You sure you guys don't want to pay me? Yeah. I posted a picture from Mina Kimes she screenshotted the Philadelphia Eagles run scheme, and it was, I could have
saw
driven
that picture you posted. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that was a mixture of terrible, terrible defensive play. I mean, but the Eagles offensive line for running the football is really good. But I was like, woof, man. This is not good. And I saw another tweet of somebody saying, wow, the Bengals second, no wonder their defense is bad. Their second unit is terrible. And someone said, this is their first unit, big dog. That's how bad it was. So yeah, they got a lot of question marks they need to answer on that side of the football. I don't know if it's going to tilt the scale, if we're going to see if that does maybe matter for the Trey Hendrickson situation. But yeah, I mean, Joe Burrow and company are awesome, but that defense, if that's going to be their Achilles heel, if they don't fix some stuff. Anything else stand out to you guys down below?
Yeah, just one point, because you mentioned him, Gene T. I think that the overreactions are funny because obviously he's not a Bucky Irving. All players are different, but Bucky, he made one guy miss 1 week. Then the next week he made 2 guys miss. Then week after that, nobody could hit the guy. So I think it's just don't overreact in the preseason. Obviously, he's just getting his legs beneath him, and it's the NFL, dude. It's probably scary seeing every O-line, every dude is 6'5", because in college, there are those smaller guys that are not sniffing the NFL at all. So he's beating up on them.
Especially in his division, too. Like 3 carries. What are we doing? Get out of here.
He went to Boise, right?
Yeah.
Boise State, yeah. Yeah, the guys posted a very funny video about it this morning, which got a little bit roasted on the timeline because people don't understand satire, I guess. But no, it's just one of those situations where it's the preseason. And again, you can overreact or underreact based upon if it's your team or fandom, and we all like to joke about it just because it's football. But like, if you looked at that play, the couple plays where he got tackled in the backfield, like the offensive line was awful on that play. Like, and if you don't have a good offensive line to run the football, you ain't gonna run the football. Like, it's just part of the sport. So, Kate, you want to cap it off? Anything that stood out to you yesterday of what we saw?
Yeah, this is not an overreaction whatsoever. Anthony Richardson is not going to be able to stay on the field this year. The guy, he's hurt all the time. Like game 1, he dislocates his pinky. I know he's going to be fine. He'll be ready to go for the season and everything. But like, it just seems par for the course that he gets hurt in the first preseason game.
It was so par for the course. And as a Titans fan, I was jumping for joy.
You got to do a little bit better with the pass protect, with the movement at the line of scrimmage. You know what I mean? Like, if you feel pressure come, you can't even not be looking in that direction. You have to know he's going to come in unblocked if that's the play, right? Insane.
If something like that happens in a preseason game, and then every single, the Chase Daniels of the world that are on podcasts and break down film, and it's all like, this is day 1 install stuff. Like, this is just, you can't do this. There's 2 wide open guys on the blitzing side. You have to know that as a quarterback, and you have to make the right read. And we talked about this with Anthony Richardson and the quarterback situation. He can't make the easy stuff. He can throw the incredible deep balls. He can throw the incredible 100-yard fastballs. He can hit all that type of stuff, but he can't read coverage. He can't throw the easy stuff, and that is an issue. And he's obviously got the injury problems too. I thought Daniel Jones actually looked pretty decent, but it's Daniel Jones. So
somebody posted a Moneyball meme, and it's like describing Anthony Richardson. He's athletic, he's strong, huge arm, 50-yard deep ball. But he doesn't know how to play the quarterback position.
It's straight facts, though. It is, and I do think you're right, Kat. I don't think that's an overreaction. Shags and I talked about this. He liked the Colts last year, but we were gabbing about it, and it's like they got 2 QBs, and the old adage is if you got 2 QBs, you got no QBs. And I think they really want Richardson to be good, but I think it's going to turn into they have to try Daniel Jones out there because he might give them the best chance to win, which is scary times if you're a Colts fan.
They got to get Richardson the Jaden Daniels VR that he's putting on and playing the game at 1.5 speed, then maybe he'll be able to catch up.
He's still a young guy, 23. We talked about it. So he's still got plenty of time to develop, but the time is now. And if you're missing like an easy throw like that, and then unfortunately you get your pinky dislocated, like, it doesn't look great. So again, as a Titans fan, I'm loving it, but whatever. We can move past that. All right, that's enough. Well, there you go, Skit. That's not really bad overreactions. There's just a couple. Watch Anthony Richardson lead the league in passing yards this year or something.
It'd be great for him if he does.
It would be wonderful. Don't think it's happening, but it would be wonderful. All right, let's talk about the WNBA. We got a couple games, 3 games tonight in the dub. Should be some fun to talk with you guys about. Let's start off with this. Mystics and Lynx game. Still no Fisher Collier tonight. The Lynx taking on the Mystics. The Mystics don't really understand what this team is doing right now in the front office. Obviously, they traded Sykes to the Storm, who might be making her debut tonight, and it's not been 100% confirmed if that's going to happen or not. The Mystics also proceeded to trade Alyssa Edwards as well, who's a nice bench piece that came off the bench for them. So I don't really understand what the Washington Mystics are doing, but 10.5-point dogs here in Minnesota. Your squad, Kate, I'll let you kick us off here. Do you like anything in this game?
I'm not going to play the side here. I think 10.5 is a lot for the players that – like Aaliyah Edwards coming off the bench getting traded, she didn't really do much. That's not a huge loss for them. So I think the number's a little big. So I'm going to stay away from that. But I do like Kayla McBride for Minnesota over 2.5 threes. You look at her 3-point volume and 5, 10, 9, 7, 7, 12 over the last couple of games. I mean, as long as she's putting up 7 threes, I think she could make 3 of those. She's got a good 3-point percentage on the season. And with Nafisa Collier out still, other people have to step up in the scoring department. Their usage goes up. I think that's a time that you look at some overs for people. So Kayla McBride, she's coming off a good performance, a couple good performances the last 2 games. I think she can hit 3 threes tonight.
She's been hot. We talked about her the other day on the dub too. Unfortunately, she had a little bit of kind of a return back to earth game, but she was smoking hot before that, hitting all over the place. Her volume's there. No Collier, like you mentioned. I'm taking a prop in this game too, and it is also on the Lynx side of things. Now, she's questionable. It's looking like she's a game time decision, so this might void depending on if she ends up not suiting up. But I'm taking Jessica Shepard. I'm taking her rebounds. 10 plus, got minus 120 on this line a little bit earlier today. The double-double is also really good value as well at plus 160. She's in the starting lineup now. She's dealing with an ankle problem, so she also might not go tonight. It was kind of like she was probable, and then she got downgraded to questionable again, so they're going to kind of test that ankle before the game here. But she's hit this line in 2 straight games, back-to-back games with 14 and 13 rebounds. The Mystics obviously do have nice pieces down low with Kiki and Shakira that are going to give her problems in the paint. But she had 4 rebounds against this team the last time they played, but they kind of dog walked the Mystics in that one. Game before that this year on a Washington win, she had 15 boards in this game. She's out there to rebound. She's going to get some points, probably get some nice offensive opportunities as well. Again, like you mentioned with no Collier. So I'm playing the numbers here. If she sits. If she does sit, chat, check out Dejanay Carrington lines. I don't think we're going to get that until maybe right before the game starts. She talked about how much she loved playing in her first game. She was playing on a good team. She looked spry. She looked very good. So I'm not seeing lines for her at the moment, but Carrington could be a fun bet as well, depending on how this game plays out. So, boys, you got anything you want to say about this one before we move on and talk the other 2 games?
No, keep it going.
Yeah,
all right, let's keep it rolling. Let's move on to this Liberty and Wings game. I feel like the last 4 days these teams are playing each other. The Liberty and the Wings going head-to-head once again. This game is in Dallas. There was kind of talk that Paige Beckers might miss this game, but it's looking like that Paige is going to give this one a go. The live line that we're looking at right now is 7.5-point dogs are the Wings in Dallas tonight on a Friday night. Liberty coming to town. Kate, I have a bet in this game, but do you like anything in this one?
Nothing that I feel strong enough to bet. As long as Paige is in, I think you could potentially look at taking the points with the Wings, but I have another bet coming up in the late game that I like better, so I'll hold on.
Oh, yeah. Last game should be a fun one, but I'll just keep it nice and chalky with you guys. I don't really understand why they haven't moved this line. As you mentioned, Paige is looking like she's going to play. She's dealing with some back thing, so there is a opportunity that it will flare up at any time. She has moments where she'll go out to the locker room and then come back, so that's obviously a concern, but I'm not overthinking this. She's had 20 points in 4 straight games. We talked about this with Paige all season long. She plays really well at home. She's very good in American Airlines Arena. And she's hit this in both games against the Liberty, 21 and 20 points in both of those games. And if you guys saw how she played against the Liberty last game, she wanted all the smoke, man. She came to ball out. You talked about it, Kate. I think it was Flo actually talked about how she came out and played like a maniac in New York. I think we're going to see the same thing again. She's going to put all of her bag work on display. She is the best player on this team. So until they move this line to like 18 or 19.5, I'm just going to keep taking it. And then I did sprinkle the 20 plus to plus 146.
Chat is telling us that she just got ruled out.
Oh, no.
Nice. Well, there you go. There's my great sell job on the bet that's not going to happen. That must have literally just happened right now.
I haven't seen anything yet, but I also have not been scrolling Twitter over the last 30 minutes on here.
That must have literally because she was still playing before we started. So, all right, well, that'll void. Don't like the Wings anymore, like you said, Kate. So at all. I'm glad I don't have any beans on them. But Arike might be the move. Is definitely the move from Skit. That's probably a vibe for sure. With no Page, she's going to take 7 million shots, but it's probably
Page was ruled out 2 minutes ago.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. I don't feel as bad. I did my research, Chad. I promise. Well, damn. In another world, Paige plays. In another world, she scores 20 points again, but not in this one, apparently. Let's go to the last game of the night. This one should be very fun. The Aces looking to take on the Seattle Storm. This is in Las Vegas, isn't it? Yeah, in Las Vegas tonight. 1.5-point favorites are the Aces as we're looking at it right now. It's pretty much a pick 'em on either side, depending on where you're shopping. Over-under is set at 162.5. Kate, take it away. Why is this line this way, and why is it the road team?
I think the line is this way because the Aces have won 4 of their last 5, and maybe the books or the public thinks that the Aces are trending upwards and finally figured things out. Newsflash, they have not. This Aces team has just been garbage all season. Like, I've been waiting for them to figure it out, and they really haven't. You have some decent wins lately, but I mean, you beat Dallas. Dallas isn't great. Valkyries, those are some solid wins. Sparks, okay. And the Storm have been on the other side fairly poor lately. They've lost 4 of their last 5, 3 straight. But the Storm are such a volatile team where they can play so well one night and so terrible the other that I feel like this is the buy low spot on the Storm. I don't care that this is in Vegas. A lot of times Seattle plays better away from home. So I'm taking the Storm on the money line here tonight. I don't believe that Vegas has totally figured everything out. And money's already come in on Seattle. It's moved just a 0.5 point in favor of Seattle. I think they're the right side tonight. So that's why I'm playing.
Yeah, I love this bet. This line makes 0 sense to me. I know it's an overreaction, like you mentioned, just because of recent play of both of these teams. But you, Las Vegas Aces, you ain't fooling me. Yeah, they and the Storm are so due for a good win. So I'm with you. I like the Storm a lot, and I took a prop in this game, and going back to Overliable, just kind of burned me a few times. But I just can't ignore this matchup. So give me Gabby Williams over 20.5 PRA. She has fantastic numbers against the Aces. Every single time she plays against the Aces, she destroys them. She's made this. She's hit this PRA in all 3 games against the Aces this season. She's hit it in all 3 games when they played last season. She's been a little bit more inconsistent over the last 4 or 5 games, which has probably led to part of the reason why they've struggled a little bit more. But this is a set it and forget it line against this team for me. I like the points too. If you want to go that direction, she had 18 and 20 points in back-to-back games against Las Vegas. And in the last game they played in Vegas, she had 18, 12, and 4. So I really like Gabby in this spot. Hopefully that helps the Storm get over the line too. As you mentioned, they're due for a dub here. So like the Storm, like the Gabby Williams spot. And yeah, sorry, Paige is not playing, chat. My bad. Boys, anything else before you guys got any plays in the dub you want to mention before we keep it moving?
No, just tailing you guys.
Yeah, I like that Storm play. I do think that they're a really good team, and the Aces are a team. Like, look at the spread here in Las Vegas, right? It kind of shows us too. It feels like Vegas has given us a little bit of a hint as to what this game's going to look like. And this is a Storm team we bet on before SPJ. Let's just hope they don't burn me again this time.
No, you can blame Kate this time and not me. I also, before we move past the dub and talk about have some fun with you guys and rank our top 10 players in the Western Conference in the NBA, I do like Joel Lloyd in this spot too, playing the former squad. It's in Las Vegas. She's played them a couple times this year, so I think the narrative is probably a little bit past now, but it's still a former team. I liked her threes over 1.5, looked nice. Her points was also something that I was looking at dabbling in, but she's been so inconsistent for this team this year. She's been a lot better coming off the bench since they brought her off the bench. Becky Hammond made that decision and has played out pretty well. It's kind of how it led to this little resurgent run you talked about, Kate, with this team over the last 5 or 6 games. But so if you want to have something else in this game, Joel Lloyd's threes or points is also a fine bet too, if you kind of lean a little more with the Aces side of things. All right. Oh my God, it is Asia. If you like birthday narratives, it's Asia's birthday today.
Happy birthday.
Is it really her birthday?
Incoming game from Asia.
And a Friday night too. All right now.
It is her birthday. Born in 1996.
Oh my God. See, this is the moment where I realize I'm old when you read off athletes' birth years, and I'm like, I wouldn't have even been in high school at the same time as her. That's just whack to me.
I was shook when I realized Kyle Schwarber was born in the same year as me. I was like, whoa, okay.
Isn't that why? That's really crazy when you get to
no
that
knock
point.
on Schwarber. It just feels like he's been in the league a long time, I think. That's what it is,
Mm-hmm. There's always that one player that you go, oh, they're got to be 100. And you look and they're like 6 years younger than you. And you're like, oh, no.
It's not a good feeling.
No. You know who I had it happen to me one time, too. And I even remember when this guy got drafted. And I know this, but like I look at DK Metcalf and I'm like, that guy's like 8 years younger than me. He's like not even close to my age. And that guy is,
he's a unit.
Yeah, for sure. He is a unit. All right, chat. Well, there you go. There's some bets in the dove. If you want to tail Kate, if you want to tail myself, we will put together. Let's do a little parlay just for the vibes, and then we'll finish out the show ranking our top 10 players in the Western Conference in the NBA. Storm money line. Feel pretty good about that.
Yep.
Kate likes that. V can get behind that as well. So let's go
-6.
Oh, we're putting the NFL preseason all right now.
No.
How about
Let me lose my money by myself.
Let's be soft. Let's take the money line.
All right, I can get down. Browns huge win incoming. We can feel sad about it.
Coming out party. Check.
All right. Storm money line. Start there. You guys down to do Gabby with that and kind of double dip on that game?
Yep.
Totally fine with that.
I like Gabby quite a bit. All right. We can throw a page in here now. If that sounds good.
Yeah.
All right. The Panthers, let's not be soft. Let's take again, sprinkle this, chat. It's the preseason. I think we take the spread, 5.5.
Yeah. I'm fine with that. We made some good arguments as to why the Panthers could cover that.
Agreed.
Now let's let the Panthers, blow all those arguments out of the water and spoil our nights.
You can blame the Panthers if it doesn't go well.
At least we'll be too sick if they blow it.
About to say, at least you guys can sweat this out together. And then, do we close it out with Caleb McBride threes? I did really like that play.
Yeah.
You guys are on board. I'm all for it.
I mean, you got money on it, and I'd rather. I think one preseason play is enough in here. Let's maybe stick to the real games that are going on. So, all right, Caleb McBride 3 threes. The Carolina Panthers -5.5. Gabby Williams PRA over 20.5, and then the Seattle Storm just to win on the money line plus 917. That is your saucy 4 on this beautiful Friday. If you would like to tail, feel free to do so. Bet responsibly, as always, by our friends at BetOnline. You can use that QR code down here to get a little deposit bonus dropped into your account. If you want to go check it out, you can bet it here, there, and everywhere. Seattle Storm money line. Gabby Williams over 20.5 PRA. The Carolina Panthers -5.5 on the spread, and then Caleb McBride just to splash 3 of those deep ones for us, plus 917. Bing, bong, bang. All right, let's close it out. Now, the reason why we're ranking, because we've been doing a lot of NBA rankings. I'm glad to have Kate and V here today, so you can get an idea of some of V's fandom with us, Kate, in these situations.
It's a Western Conference, so she might not see all of it, except the LeBron hate. That'll probably come out.
That's true. But let's see here. So yesterday, the NBA.com dropped their top 10 players in the Western Conference, according to their list. Now, you can make the argument maybe that they did not rank these in order, but they did. This was in order for sure. So this is the list that you guys can see at NBA.com. So Jokic and Shea up top, then Ant-Man, Luka, Steph, and then now this is where it gets really weird. Anthony Davis, Kevin Durant, Kawhi Leonard, LeBron James, Victor Wembanyama. So those are the 10 that they decided was their list of the top 10 Western Conference players. Let's make our own because this list is – I don't think this list is very good. Do you guys like this list? Do you think that – Sook said that this list, he didn't hate it, but do you guys think it's an okay list?
I don't hate it. I would make some alterations, and I guess we'll get into that after this. But
I just feel like it was a list that makes no sense. It was like they wanted to rank something, so they're like, let's just rank something random, like the top 10 Western Conference players. Like they knew that the just ranking the top 10 is contentious enough, so they were like, let's eliminate half the players, so the ranking is just weird because you're taking out half the guys. Like some of these guys wouldn't even make the list if it was the full just regular top 10.
Yeah, you're right.
Why they did it this way, and the Western Conference is stacked, so I can see.
Who do you hate the most, SPJ though? What bothers you the most?
We'll get there. So let's refresh. Let's start our list over here. This is what we're gonna do. So we're gonna start at the top. I mean, I feel like we can leave 1 and 2 the way it is. No.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so Jokic up top. Somebody also commented when I posted this that there was a ridiculous list. They were like, wow, you really don't like Jokic? Wow, you're such a hater on Denver. And I was like, brother, come on now.
That's the only thing I'm okay with on this list.
I was about to say, these two spots I feel very fine with.
Yeah.
Everything else is a little sus. Now, Kate, I know you're a big Wolves person.
Yep.
And you're a big Wolves fan. But I think Ant-Man at 3 is a little generous.
I was thinking the same. I think that might be a little aggressive. I'm fine with Ant-Man moving down a couple spots. Certainly a top 10 player. I would argue top 5, but 3 might be a little aggressive.
I can see that. I see the vision with that. Yeah. I do think Luka was maybe snubbed
That was
out
the
of
bait.
spot.
That was the bait.
Oh, for sure. They baited and it worked. They did the old masturbate.
And they did it right after the Luka skinny talk. He comes in after cutting 30 plus pounds, and what do? Anthony Edwards at 3. Yeah, right.
They caught every Luka fan.
Yeah.
Now, I think Luka can go 3. Do you guys have an argument for anybody else that you'd like to have at 3 instead?
No.
No, I'd be excited to hear if someone had a good one.
Well, I mean, I think Ant-Man can go 4, so we can just kind of flip-flop those. I can get down with that, I think, based on what we were looking at.
Ant-Man over Curry? For sure,
Yeah.
for sure.
I was going to say, I know Curry's like 37 now going into this season, right? It's going to be a tough year, but he's showing he's still doing it. If he didn't suffer that hamstring injury, who knows where that team would have ended up in the Western Conference this year. But I got
that team was paper thin.
Yeah, I got Steph over Ant as well.
Okay, so you go.
If you're going out, but Steph probably more impactful offensively, or at least has had the better career so far offensively. So I'm fine if we go Steph 4. That's okay.
I'll go with you on the Ant-Man train because this is about what they're going to do this year going into this season. And I do feel like with Anthony Edwards' age, and also Steph has never had a hamstring injury before in his entire life. And hamstring injuries are really hard to recover from because they always can pop up. They can always appear, especially when you get older. And as we know with Steph, that guy never stops moving. He has to have that as a part of his game. And if it's a muscle injury that keeps popping back up, he could have a pedestrian year. Whereas I think Ant-Man is going to be really, really good again. So I think I'd go Ant 4 and Steph 5. So
I see the vision.
Yeah,
Okay.
100%.
Yeah.
All right. Now, this is where the list really took a turn for me. There's no way Anthony Davis should be at 6, in my opinion. Absolutely not. So that was definitely bait. They did a good job on that one. But what would you guys do instead here at 6?
Ooh.
I'll make an argument. I was going to say KD based on how high we are on that Rockets team, in my opinion.
But are we high on the team or are we high on KD?
Yeah.
That's true. Well, both, in my opinion. But, I mean, you could also make the argument for see, now I need to pull the list back up of who was on here.
It's like KD. Oh, I can go back.
I was also gonna say you can make the argument for LeBron. I know that they have him ranked here at 9, but KD, AD, I understand both of them have been great. KD is a 26 points per game player, but we haven't seen the impact from him over the last couple of seasons, both in Brooklyn and then his time over here in Phoenix. LeBron James is still having a huge impact on what's looked like a very bad roster. Anthony Davis has been in and out of the lineup, and then I know last year it fizzled out against that Timberwolves team, but they weren't really built to compete last year, despite what everybody wanted to believe.
Be careful. I'm going to see you in a few hours. You keep glazing LeBron, I'm going to give you a wet kiss.
The fact that I'm seeing you in a few hours might have the reason, might play into why I'm doing this. But I'm just saying, I think LeBron and Kawhi showed me last year that they were still doing it at the highest of levels, the same what we saw from Steph. Whereas KD looked really good, just not as impactful as those two other guys.
Does he break our top 10?
I don't think so.
No.
Not yet.
Not over KD.
No, I don't think over KD.
Yeah. Soon though. Top 10 Western Conference centers. That's the list.
There's the next list. There it is. Kate, who would you put at 6? If you had your choice.
I would go with V and put LeBron.
Let's
because,
go.
I mean, also, if we talk about Steph potentially having injuries, KD can't stay on the floor for a full season. I know he was a little bit better last year in terms of staying in the lineup, but I would go LeBron 6 still. which is wild at what, 41? He's going to be 41 in December. It's insane.
Crazy.
Year 23, baby. I mean, it's got to be one of the best of his career, right? Like, if you're going out in year 23, it's got to be magic.
Yeah, hell yeah. I've been telling you guys year 23 would be magical. It would be so magical. Just the straight, what is it called? The farewell tour?
Yeah.
City to city to city.
LeBron getting that SGA whistle next year, boys. Prepare for it now. Get ready for it now.
Forget the SGA whistle. I need the Kobe Bryant final game where you take every shot.
Yeah, and a little bit of Gordon Hayward stepping on the line. You know what I mean?
Sure. All right, Kingdon. I'm down with him at 6. Now, I think AD should be on this list, but I mean, I wouldn't even be down to put AD at 7 or 8. I think he's more like 9 or 10. No?
Where do you want to go 7?
I had said Kawhi. I don't know I know that the injury issues are there, but he's shown that he plays at a very high level. He did it at the end of last year. But I see the argument against it as well. So what are you guys thinking? Maybe KD?
I would be fine with Kawhi or KD. I mean, Kawhi for Kawhi was fairly healthy last year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He played a lot.
And he was awesome for the Clippers last year.
He was
so good. I mean, we're pretty high on the Clippers this year too. So
the unction.
I'm down to go Kawhi at 7.
I'm good with Kawhi.
One name that didn't make the list, which I think we could maybe discuss as somebody who could be on here as a replacement. If you guys think somebody doesn't necessarily belong here, no one Booker wasn't on the list.
Yeah.
D-Book's not here. John Morant's not on the list.
Yeah, that's one that I thought of too.
Mm-hmm.
I think Booker deserved to be on the list. I love the Wemby love, but back-to-back seasons where you don't even reach the 60-game mark, I don't know, man. Like, I get it. He was an easy lock for DPOY. And how is a DPOY not top 10? He wasn't DPOY. That's the fact of the matter. So I could see the Book argument near the bottom of this list just because of what he's shown us. But what do you guys think about Wemby being on this list just because he hasn't put together a full season? But when he's playing, we see what
he was on our regular top 10.
Right?
Yeah.
He's fucking...
I think Book deserved to be on here, even though it's probably to depend upon how good the Suns are, which I know Sook, you're high on them, but it's going to be a lot of question marks out in Phoenix this year, depending on how they're going to be. But I think Booker deserves to be up here, and I think it's a good argument, V, with the Wemby situation, because Wemby, I think we can all agree, definitely has the highest ceiling in that situation, just based upon the talent. If he plays the full season, like, who knows? If he hits that KG, Goku level of just leveling up, then who knows? But I'd be down to put Book on here and take Wemby off.
Oh, I'm good with Book.
I don't want to. I'm with this.
What about? Should we go KD at 8 though? I didn't want to derail us. I was just saying. KD at 8.
Just to make the other side of the argument while Sook types that up, like you said, this SPJ. This is going into next year now. Yeah. Right. So yes, we only have 2 seasons of Wemby, and those are incomplete seasons. But going into next year, is Wemby going to be better than Book? I mean,
Joel Embiid didn't play for 3 years and then won an MVP. At least Embiid's on the court.
No, yeah, you're right. You are right.
Wemby's on the court.
Yeah. All right. So then the last 2 spots. Do we go Book? Do we go Book at 10? We got Book at 10, and then who was it at 9?
AD, then? That would be the other one that was on the main list that we.
Yeah.
Could we leave AD off this list and go with Book and Wemby? How would you guys feel about that?
I would be good with
off
that.
the list.
Yeah.
And Book on the list.
I don't.
Yeah.
Going into next year, I don't know. I love AD, man. I don't know.
What's your opinion, Sook?
I think Book's off the list. I do, and I like Book. I just think defensively, playmaking, yeah, he's a fantastic scorer, but we just saw you place him with other few scorers, he doesn't have another layer to his game. I do think he's a borderline second team, third team All-NBA guy on a good season, but I just think top 10 guys, like, impact on both sides of the floor, just changing shit. I don't know. Booker, I love him. He's a great player, but, like, top 10, I don't know. Wemby, even in the 60-game sample size, he's showing us something. If he plays 77 games next year, he'll be DPOY, second team All-NBA, averaging about 4 or 5 assists. It will be something we've never seen before.
Wemby's already like minus 250 for DPOY.
Yeah.
So you flipped me. I think you flipped me, Sook.
If you guys feel strongly about, I'm not opposed to going Wemby and AD. Then I guess and leaving.
I think Wemby AD at 10. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
Okay, I feel like I got to make this list myself.
This is your list now.
I mean,
we all agree for the most part about these types of things.
Watch Book average 32 this year.
Inceptioning me to bring up LeBron at 6. That's crazy. Crazy move.
Yeah. Back, you were able to do that. I'm not gonna lie, man. Yeah, Kate was down. I'm not gonna lie. The Kawhi one was one I think it could be very interesting because he's obviously somebody that also deals with a lot of injury problems. As you said, Kate, last season was one of his better ones, and when he's healthy and great, one of the best players in the entire NBA. You can make an argument for with what he does on both ends of the court. But yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be really interesting. I think this list looks a lot better than the one that NBA.com put out, in my opinion. But there you go. Chat, what do you guys think in comparison? Compare and contrast. Our list is better. You can keep your opinions to yourselves if you don't agree. I'm just kidding. Let us know what you guys think. We'll probably post this on the timeline, and then you can flame us for your opinions on one player that you think that should have been on here necessarily. That we talked about Book. I think Ja was somebody else that got mentioned. Anybody else that gets some honorable mention love here?
Sengun?
Yeah, maybe like Sabonis. Sabonis has been fantastic the last couple of years.
That's a good shout.
Yeah, Sabonis gets overlooked a lot. Like he could have easily been an all-star last year and the year before and was left off.
Yeah, the rebounding. Even it's like very forgotten too that he's become selective from beyond the arc, and that has resulted in him having crazy high percentages, which is like something that should be more respected as a big man that's adding to his game, even though he's hitting 30.
I'm very sad that I just don't think he's going to move from Sacramento, unfortunately. And like, it's going to be sad to watch him have to deal with that DeMar DeRozan offense one more time and not get triple doubles because of that situation. So I'm sad about that, but good shout for sure.
If they want to trade Simons for Sabonis, we're down.
Oh yeah. There's the Celtics lore swinging us full circle, chat. There it is.
Austin,
all right. Well,
Austin, go home, please. No. What?
Austin Reeves. All right, chat. Thanks for stopping by and hanging out today for the All Sauce team to kick off your weekend. There's football on tonight, so the vibes are high. Thanks for stopping by and hanging out right here on the Betting News Network. Go follow all these people on the screen. Get involved with Jess Sook and his content. Get involved with Miss Kate Constable as well. Go follow Vsauce at Vsauce, and go follow myself at Swipe Jesus. Go follow all of us at Your Betting News. Follow us across all the social platforms. We got a lot of content rolling forward as football is around the corner. Go check us out at bettingnews.com for all of our analysis for free, and hang out with us every single day right here on Twitch, on YouTube, on Kick, on X, wherever you watch stuff. We're here. We're hanging out with you guys. We'll be live again tomorrow in the morning for Betspresso. We've got Chris stopping by tomorrow to talk some horsies. We're talking the ponies tomorrow, some horse racing fun. We're going to be talking some more NFL preseason tomorrow. Trizzy will be with us to talk about the violence in the UFC tomorrow, as well as the typical Saturday love on noon Eastern, 11 Central. So stick around and hang out with us. Give us a subscribe, and you'll get the noti when we go live. Kate, thanks for hanging out with us once again on a Friday. It's nice to have you as a
appreciate you letting me crash.
Always.
Oh, no crashing anymore. Now you're on the team.
That's true.
I was about to say, you are an official Sauce team member now, so there you go. Absolutely. Chad, thanks for stopping by. Hey, have a fantastic Friday night. Boys, have a good night. Kate, have a good night. Everybody, have a fantastic Friday night. You guys came for the winners, and you stayed for the vibes. We will catch you on the next one, and we will see you in the morning. Take it easy, chat. Peace.
What you know about rolling down in the down in the now I know we all be loving this shit right here. Rolling. What you gonna do? Rolling. What you gonna do? Down in the rolling. What you gonna do? Right, y'all be loving this shit. What you know about